Okay, I'm recording. I'm also recording to my cell phone because it's really windy out here, so I'm not sure how this is going to work out. But I thought, you know, why not just do this video outside where it's nice. So, recap where I'm at. I think it's day 6, so this is sort of 4, 5, and 6, or 5, 6, and 7. So I've solved the problem in getting any video any short that I produce getting viewed. So I'll put it, I'll look at VidIQ, I'll see when they recommend. If I post in the time that they recommend, it'll get at least 200 views. So that's good. So I know that any video I put up will get viewed. So that problem is solved. I've also noticed that the views that seem to have the best view through rate, where somebody watches the whole thing, is either, you know, a suspenseful issue like the war.
2 Russian fighter jets were returning from a bombing run over Ukraine, where they killed a house full of women and children. They spot a US Reaper drone over the Black Sea. They spill some jet fuel on it and try to light it on fire with their jet exhaust. One of them clips the propeller with his wing. The US summons the Russian ambassador to complain that the pilots flew in an unsafe and reckless manner. The next day, the pilots bombed more homes in Ukraine and more women and children died. The Russian pilots flew safely back to their base without doing anything reckless that would make US Air Force General Pat Ryder unhappy.
Where I'm asking a hard question and I'm pointing out various things, or I do an impassioned rant like I did about Trump and New York State tax authorities.
Let's talk about the Trump indictment. I've been following Trump for decades, being a New Yorker, and let me tell you, I can't stand him. But they could have taken this case to him anytime they wanted over the past few decades, but they didn't. Why? Because New York, the judicial system, the legal system, the tax system, they're all about shaking down the little guy. And if you've lived in New York, you know that. You can go watch Louis Rossman's videos about how they do it. I've had to deal with that kind of stuff. So yeah, Trump is bad, but if you're outside New York, don't think for 2 seconds that New York is high and mighty. They are not. They are a mafia. They're horrible. They're only going after Trump for political reasons. Again, they could have done this a long time ago. They're so horrible, I almost hope that Trump walks free.
So those seem to do well. But the others where I thought that they were good and interesting, they just had like a 40 to 50%, rate. Started this April project. I really sort of need to listen to VidIQ, so I need to fix that. I need to get them above a 90% view-through rate. And that means I'm going to have to take out stuff. If it's a choice between being interested and being something that will keep the viewer engaged, I need to favor the latter. And also, I agree with VidIQ that I'm sure the YouTube quote algorithm, it doesn't want videos where somebody quits halfway in between, because there's a good chance that person just leaves YouTube altogether, right? So you really want to, well, even as a producer, right, you want to produce something that somebody's going to enjoy the whole way through. If they're saying, oh, I'm going to dedicate a minute for this, you want to give them a minute that they're totally satisfied with. If they walk out of the theater, that's not good. Even if they walk out of the theater that's showing a movie that's only 1 minute or 40 seconds and they leave in 5 seconds. Okay, so that means I really need to focus on the quality, not getting them every day, which I've been trying to do. So I'm not going to do them every day. But, I can still cover it on Maxotics every day. So it's not as if I can't have this sort of daily schedule. But, yeah, I need to just make sure that when I release a video, a short, even though I know it'll probably never get viewed past that first day, do the quality as if it's going to be up there forever. The other problem is a much scheduled production. When I have the emotions to create the video, it doesn't mean I'm going to have those same emotions when I go to create it. So the performance really is a whole different thing, and I need to discipline myself more to use my emotional feelings to write these things, but then when I go into production, just, have an hour, just do it, and don't think about whether I feel it's interesting anymore or any of the emotional stuff. I've also been thinking I should just compile the weekly, like every time I have like 5 shorts on, let's say Trump or something, I just put them in one video as a long form video, a regular YouTube video. And then I can actually commentate during them. So I want to do like a weekly video too, and a normal video where I pull together some shorts on the same subject and I do a little commentary and do that. For people that don't want to watch shorts, or won't ever find the short, right? It's much easier for them to find the long form. The other thing is the cartoon I did for the last video came out really well, and you know, the cartoons are hard. I don't actually want to be in front of the camera. I don't know. I have a problem in this. The cartoons really force one to pay attention to the material. I mean, you can't, if the material isn't good, you know, you're not going to save it, whereas I sort of feel like I'm trying to save it by being in front of the camera, being authentic. I'm always like, oh yeah, this emotional authenticity will save this maybe slightly boring material. And you can't do that with a cartoon. A cartoon is never going to save you. The material has to be really good, or you're going to stop watching. And also, cartoons would allow me to do dialogue, you know, 2 or 3 different characters. And I've always been interested, and I have written a lot of this stuff. It just never gets anywhere because I never can find any people to do it. But there's no excuse. I can do it with a cartoon, so I need to start doing more of that. Okay, well, I hope this video turns out in my daily, in my recap of where I am in the Max Can't Help It project with YouTube Shorts. And thanks for watching. Talk to you later.